Hello everyone, this is Kelly with a tiny bit of this. In this series you will see me, Mom, and my daughter Mandy chalking on everything but the sidewalk. Mandy is an independent designer with Chalk Tour. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and her website under Chalking Where The Sidewalk Ends. Come join us over on Mandy's Facebook page to see us live every Monday on her Mondays with Mom series. You may catch the full replay over on Facebook or an edited version right here on my YouTube channel. I would love for you to be a part of our journey with Chalk Tour, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell to get notified when I upload another Mondays with Mom or any other of my crafty videos.
Hey guys, welcome to the replay. Not even really in the frame. I said I didn't grab my iPad.
Oh, here my phone. Mondays with Mom.
Yeah, sorry. It's been a little bit since I've done a live. I feel very unprepared. I forgot what I was doing.
That's normal? I mean, that's unnormal?
Yeah, no, not really, but give me 1 second. I'm just trying to pull up my video on my iPad so I can see comments. And of course my iPad's
Vicky is on. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. My iPad's at 12%. Alright, so for anyone who might be watching for the first time, my name is Mandy. I am an independent designer with Chalk Tour. Sorry, I'm like out of screen just because she's sitting there and it's awkward to keep doing this. We create high-end DIY home decor and apparel using adhesive back silkscreen transfers. They are reusable and we use them with chalk paste or couture ink to create our projects. Our chalk paste goes on wet, dries hard, doesn't come off when you wipe it, rub it, touch it, all that stuff. However, it is removable with a little bit of water. And then we do have couture inks, which can be made permanent once heat set with an iron or an easy press. Alright. So.
I don't have comments.
I do have two
you have
series
comments and I don't have
type
comments.
things, I guess you could say, videos that I do. One of them is on Thursdays. I do Thrifty Thursdays, where I try to use a surface that I have thrifted in some type of way, repurposed, scrapped, salvaged, picked out of the trash, fix it up, and make it pretty again. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
And then Mondays
Hi,
is
Kelly.
my Mondays with Mom. Oh, hi, Kelly.
And Jason.
I saw Kelly from a distance and thought it was you.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, I would. Just because it wouldn't say Kelly, would it? Yes, it would.
no, it wouldn't say Mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously today is Monday, so that means it is Mondays with Mom. So basically, my mom comes on and does her own project on my channel. Not YouTube.
I know. Just say it anyway all the time.
I never know what else to say on my page.
Yeah.
Alright, so without further ado, I will turn you over to her. This is my mom, Kelly.
Hi, everyone.
And
Okay, we went and bought just a cheap frame at Walmart.
these frames are actually awesome. It's very hard to find certificate of achievement frames that aren't just like chintzy, simple black frame, thin, whatever. These ones actually have really nice looking options. There's a bunch of different ones. So they are from Walmart and they are any size, same price. So no matter what size you pick, they are only $4. And they're the 8.5 or 11, 8.5 by 11 are good to get as opposed to the 8 by 10 because our B-size transfers are 8.5 by 11, so sometimes they don't quite fit in the 8 by 10, even though it doesn't seem like a big difference. It is. Which this transfer is not even a B-size. It's actually a C, I believe it is.
This one is.
And
there's no place. There's no place like Gnome.
Oh, yeah. There's no. It's a C-size transfer, but because it is it's a cut-apart layerable transfer, it fits on a typical B-sized surface, which would be 8.5 by 11 or larger.
But it just fits. So what I did, she took my stencil. This frame, it's kind of a weird backing. It's like not detached here on the one hinge, kind of on a hinge. So this just fits, and I want to make sure that I get right in within the frame. So I took the matting or the piece of paper that it came with, and while it was in here I traced around it so that way I know where I can or cannot go. Let's see if I can do this right. So if you look right where my marks are, as long as I can get within those lines that I made, I'm good to go.
All right, and again, if you're going to recreate this exact project, the 8.5 by 11, it does just fit. So don't do 8 by 10. You will not have enough room. You won't be able to get your whole saying in there. But also, your gnome's feet have to basically be right at the bottom to get the gnome and the words and all that.
So if you're new,
Definitely 8.5 by
you
11.
always want to A1.
This one, because it's a layered one, they're all numbered, or letter numbered. I don't know why A1, but
I don't know what you wrote. A1.
yeah. A1,
A1.
A2, like the layers they number the layers so that you know which one to do first.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so
And I think they did A and B because if I remember correctly, the mushrooms are B, B1, B2.
right, there's a set of mushrooms in here that I probably not putting on here. Anyway, I started to say you want to mark the back of your transfer and in the direction that it came off, so that way when you're done with it, it can go right back on there perfectly and not get in the way. Just make sure you put it on the right side. I sometimes don't do that, even though it's written on the back. Okay, I already fuzzed this up.
Make sure you really fuzz
When you're working on glass, your transfers stick really well. Like
glass and metal are gonna
really
suck onto your transfer.
first time we did glass, we didn't expect that. It was just like, and we had a heck of a time getting the transfer off. It came off and it stretched a little bit, so that's what you got to be careful of.
Right. The metal, I actually put a little bit of wax on my metal just to prevent it from sticking too much. But obviously you can't wax glass because it would look funny.
I think it would just come right off with it. Okay, you think that's enough?
If you're ever not sure, just stick a piece of it down and really push on it like you would when you're actually going to chalk, and then pull to see how much it really sticks. Yep.
Okay, so my feet have to go down to the very bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this to the side so I get kind of a senses of where the bottom of this is going to be.
And I don't mean like literally the bottom, so don't worry.
And
about
I'm
the
not
exact, you just want it down as far as you
super concerned about it being in the center. It can be anywhere. I'm not that picky. Okay, so before I put this down, does that look like high enough to you?
I mean down low.
I mean down low. Dan and crooked.
He is kind of
He's
standing
crooked.
slightly.
Okay.
Slightly cocked.
I sometimes don't pay attention to the sides, like if they're off, because if you cut them crooked, so I don't usually pay attention to that. I try to pay attention to the actual image.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely not in the middle, but as far as him going upward and straight.
Should I move them?
A little, because you're like, I know you said you don't care about it being exactly centered, but you're pretty off.
This one has registrations, and Mandy can explain what they are.
Registration marks are these little, I always call them bullseyes.
That's what they
See
look
this
like.
little, like, yeah, it looks like a Target bullseye type of thing. They come on layered transfers, so that when you add your layers on top and on top and on top, you know where to line them up. You don't want to use the registration marks on something that the paste will not come off of. So like we always say, our paste is removable on anything that is a non-porous surface. So if you're working on wood, you're going to risk not being able to get the paste all the way off if it's not something that's sealed. Sometimes it'll come off but still leave a little bit of staining or something like that. So if you feel like you absolutely need to use the registration marks, I always suggest putting like a piece of painter's tape right there and chalking on the registration marks. Also with our inks, obviously they are not removable, so if you're doing something on fabric that is a layerable and you need the registration marks, you can do the same thing. Use a piece of painter's tape. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I just eyeball them. So basically you chalk the bottom layer, and then when you go to do the second layer, you use the registration marks on the second piece to line up on top of the chalked registration marks from the first piece so that you know you're layering it correctly.
Okay, what color was I doing his boots?
His boots are iced coffee. His shirt
was
papaya. No, you
yeah.
wanted the hat teal, so pants and hat teal.
Pants teal.
Pants are not on that transfer.
His pants are not on this transfer. Oh, that's
Papaya.
the hat. That's not on the transfer either.
Yeah, pants and hat are on this
Papaya.
one.
Iced coffee, papaya,
You only need to do the ears, and that's what I pulled the fawn out for.
and the fawn for his ears. The rest is going to be covered by his
Beard.
I love this
Yeah, so
stuff.
we're doing a faceless gnome. As she mentioned, I've already done one, and I did that one on live, so you guys might know what we're talking about already. But for those who don't, it's one of those gnomes where like their beards come all the way up to the top of their, or the bottom of their hat, so you don't see anything else on their face. So she doesn't really need to chalk his face, just his ears.
I couldn't
That's
wiggle
why it's
either.
helpful to have a second hand.
Especially with glass. Glasses seems to be, so far this is the only thing that I've had issues with that I really needed that third hand or fourth. Okay, so I need a boot. Should I do the words next?
I'd probably do the words the other way. Do a little extra
I'm going
time
to
to
do
dry.
the words next so it gives time for my bottom layers.
You really don't want to like dry it 100% with the heat gun, only because it's glass. So just in case, you don't want to risk shattering the glass. I would suggest moving up to the words, doing those, and then when you move back down to the body to do the second piece, since you will be layering on top, at that point you can maybe hit it with the heat gun for just a short amount of time just to make sure it's extra dry.
Pretty. Okay. Now we will close up the other piece. His hat and his pants. We're gonna finish dressing him.
Now you also have his belt on that part too. You really didn't see my belt at all.
Of his beard.
But yeah, the beard covered the belt. However, it really
This
just
piece right here
depends
is his
on
belt?
yeah. I was gonna say, however, it really just depends on how exactly you place the beard on there, how you trim it and all that. So
Right.
I'd probably just do the belt in the iced coffee in case you do see it.
Okay. Am I dry?
Nope, you are not dry. I can tell just by looking at it. See how it doesn't quite look like it's a uniform color yet? It's darker in the middle. You're fuzzed plenty.
Okay, we're gonna wait a minute or two. Because my word is not dry, and this part of the sticky transfer will go into my word.
No. We're gonna cover it up anyway.
So, while she's shaking
But
that,
yeah, I was gonna say, if you want to start working on that.
this is a piece of pantyhose and a cotton ball. We're going to put the cotton ball in the pantyhose. Did we just use one cotton ball for yours?
Yes. I tried to and it was
And we're going to make a nose. And you get these little tiny rubber bands that we use for all kinds of stuff, including Charlotte's hair.
Yeah, I tried the two cotton balls because I thought that's what we did when we made the actual nose.
We did.
It looked too
I
big.
actually, I'm not sure if we used, did we use cotton balls?
Yeah. But it looked way too big. So the words are dry now. However, a trick that I like to use if you are layering, if you're not actually layering the paste itself, like if your top layer, if the layer you're about to do is not going to be pasted over top of any other layer of paste, however the sticky part is going to touch it, I like to use a backer sheet to cover it just as like a just in case type of thing. So since her hat is not going to be chalked over top of the words, but the transfer itself will touch the words, you can lay that little piece of backer sheet down as a just in caser. And you want to make sure you get it lined up like as best as possible because of the glass. You got
we going to wait to glue them or do it now?
I don't see why you can't do it now.
Okay.
Like I said, when I did my gnome, I painted the glass with chalk paint, and I really like painted it, and then like an hour later chalked on it. So I didn't do all of my gluing on live, because I wanted to let the paint sit for at least like 24 hours to totally cure before I started gluing stuff to it. But if you're going right on the glass, I don't see why it would matter.
Let's try it.
Yep.
Okay, so what did you use to glue? Because I was not watching that part.
Hot glue.
And that rubber band didn't break? You don't know.
If it did, the hot glue is holding the rest of it together.
Okay. Alright. So we're going to
cut
some of this off. It's a little long.
I was gonna say, I think I glued my beard down, and then
When I did,
I made a little notch in the top and just kind of nestled the nose in there.
Oh, when we did those, these were part of the head, remember? The ones for Christmas. And then we just went around it.
Yeah, but that was also a rounded rice bag filled sock, not a flat surface.
It's cute. Okay.
Like I cut like a little notch in it.
Like a V.
Yeah, very small. Or super large. I literally just cut like just enough for this piece to kind of fit in.
Look, my eyes. Didn't I just say? I don't have very good eyes. I was cutting something the other day.
I turned around there.
I had it cut like 6 times before I got it right. I'm like, what is wrong with didn't you hear it? What is wrong with my eyeballs today?
Oh man.
Do we have the hot glue gun?
Are you gonna put a strip of ribbon across the top of his hat like I did, or you just wanted it to be beard in the hat? Because if you're gonna put some ribbon, then it probably would be okay.
No,
Really big chunk.
I can cut that part off. It's long enough.
Okay.
Okay, I need the glue gun.
Yeah.
Let me get the glue gun.
These things are like. I use high temp. I always forget we even have the low temp. Alright, by a little notch, I meant a little itty bitty notch. Like, just the tip. Just enough for the nose. Put frame over here.
I'm afraid of this glue gun. It's super freaking hot.
This fur stuff is really a pain to work with because it sheds everywhere. And I was just telling them the fur is a pain to work with because it sheds. Like there's no good way to cut it where you're not losing fur left and right. And I just kept kind of laying it down, trimming it a little more until I got it about even, like side to side with his hat and all that.
Ready? Probably burn on his fingers that I don't have covers. Cut my circulation off of my thumb. But that would be see-through.
Yeah, well, that's why I wasn't sure if you like. Folded it. How do you glue it without the glue coming through? But that one actually matches really well too.
What is this one?
Or I could do. That's nice fluffy.
Giving me choices. Okay. All right. I don't know if they can see. Can you guys see it? All right. We have. I do have to take these off my thumbs. They're too fat. This color ribbon. It's
Which
like,
is very similar to the boots. And the
Like-
belt.
like almost spot on that color. And then there's that color ribbon, which is a lighter than his shirt and a little more shine to it. This is going to go around his hat, the rim.
Moves the beard. Yeah, I'd do that one actually. I think this looks more orangey when you don't have it right up against the side. Weirdly enough.
I'm having anxiety over this glue gun.
Such a ninny.
Alright. What goes first? His nose? Is that what you did first?
Yeah, I did like a little drop of glue just to hold it on there, and then after I did the beard, I think I actually added a little bit of glue, like to the underneath, and smooshed it down to make it more flat. Or else you kind
I don't know. But...
of. Why'd you get the dollar store one?
Huh?
Did you lose all the other ones?
Charlotte had them all out. Tool in hand. Do not try this at home without adult supervision. And I have adult supervision right over there. Just a dab, like
She's really not being like super dramatic. It is an extremely high temp
It is.
heat gun. However, she is a ninny.
this is super duper hot. Like that kind of a dab, Mandy. Like I did right there.
Yeah. I actually find it harder to like maneuver my fingers with them little stupid things on.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like they're more in the way than they're actually protecting me.
You're right.
See?
But I'm gonna burn myself. Why did I put them back on? Gotta love me.
Finger protectors.
They hurt.
Are they smaller than the blue ones were?
See, this is where I know I need them. No, the blue ones are that way too. I need it hold down, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to do it for me?
Well, you got them on now. You might as well do it.
When I burnt my hand, my fingers. Oh my god! I don't.
Okay, you got the fingers on.
Isn't it still hot?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe my fingers aren't as sensitive as yours. Like, it's hot, and I can feel that it's hot, but it's not hot like, oh my god, that hurts hot.
Now, and you
It's
want to.
Yeah, just because I felt like it was kind of like pushing upward a little too much, so I just stuck like just the dot right underneath. Like, put it right on the bottom of the beard.
Smushing his nose. Poor guy.
If not, his nose is like stuck up in the air.
He's a snob.
I just folded over the ends of the ribbon and put a little bit of glue on it just to keep the ends from fraying. She said, depends on the ribbon. Mandy, did you forget she's the princess? No, unfortunately, I never forget. Yeah, I know, like, that's what they do with, and that's what I've done with, like, paracord stuff. Or twine. But I've never heard of doing it with ribbon. Let you, like, see the burned edges.
Mm-hmm. So I said, I never tried it. Should I do double-sided tape?
If you want. It's the worst that'll happen. It won't stay. And you glue it. So she's going to use double stick tape, glue tape, to attach the ribbon to the bottom of the hat.
That's Kim. Okay, we're gonna go around your nose first, I think.
Charlotte mimic me with that.
What? Oh crap, I just got my nail in his hat. I scratched it. Oh yeah. Accident. It was an accident.
What were you pushing your nail down for?
I was putting the ribbon on. Can I have a frame? I might trim his hair down a little bit more.
ordinance of the beard. What is this from?
Oh, the ribbon.
Hmm.
You go a little shorter. Pointier. Oh,
Yeah, that's why I kind of went like pointy so you can still see his jacket stuff.
all those short pieces there now. It's just gonna be what it is. It's fine.
There he is.
There's no place like Gnome.
Alright, well that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for coming on and watching.